The bank teller passed me $5,000 in cash that wasn't mine and said, "Just take it and leave." Her hands were shaking as she slid the stack of hundreds across the counter, her eyes darting toward the security cameras overhead before settling back on me with desperate intensity. I'd come in to deposit my paycheck, a routine Tuesday morning errand that should have taken 5 minutes. Now I was standing at window 3 with $5,000 I didn't ask for, and a woman I'd never met before looking at me like I was her last chance at something. "I think there's been a mistake," I said, pushing the money back toward her. "I'm just here to deposit this check for $847. She didn't touch the cash. Instead, she leaned forward slightly, her voice dropping to barely above a whisper. "Please, I know how this looks, but you need to trust me right now. Take the money, walk out of this bank, and don't come back here for at least 3 days." My first thought was that she was trying to set me up for theft, some kind of elaborate scam where she'd claim I robbed her and I'd end up on security footage walking out with money that wasn't mine. But her expression wasn't scheming or manipulative. It was terrified. Behind me, I heard the soft ding of the entrance door, and the teller's face went completely white. "He's here," she breathed. "Please, just go. Take it." I turned to see who'd walked in, expecting some intimidating figure, but it was just a middle-aged man in a business suit carrying a leather briefcase. He looked like every other professional who came through here during lunch hour. He smiled politely at the security guard, waved at another teller, and got in line behind me. Nothing threatening about him at all. When I looked back at the teller, she'd already turned to her computer, typing rapidly with trembling fingers. "Is there anything else I can help you with today?" she asked loudly, her professional voice completely different from the desperate whisper she'd used seconds ago. I stood there frozen, the $5,000 still sitting on the counter between us, trying to understand what was happening. The man in the suit was now directly behind me, close enough that I could smell his cologne, something expensive and woody. "Everything okay up there, Alicia?" he called to the teller. She smiled brightly, but I noticed sweat beading on her forehead despite the bank's aggressive air conditioning. "Just fine, Mr. Garrett. This customer was asking about our savings account options." Mr. Garrett nodded approvingly and checked his phone. The teller, Alicia, looked at me with eyes that were begging me to play along. I'd never been good at reading situations like this, never been the person who picked up on subtle social cues or knew when something was seriously wrong. But something about the way she was looking at me, the way her left hand was pressed flat against her stomach, like she was trying to hold herself together, made me make a split-second decision that would change everything. I picked up the money and put it in my jacket pocket. "Thank you for your help with the savings account information," I said, my voice sounding surprisingly normal despite my heart hammering. "I'll think about it and come back another time." Alicia's shoulders sagged with relief so visible that Mr. Garrett stepped forward, concerned. "Are you feeling all right, Alicia? You look pale." She laughed it off, said something about not eating breakfast, and he offered to have someone cover her window so she could take a break. She declined quickly, maybe too quickly, and I took that as my cue to leave. I walked toward the exit on legs that felt disconnected from my body, half expecting security to tackle me before I reached the door, but nothing happened. I pushed through the glass doors into the October sunlight, and the cool air hit my face like a wake-up call. I had just walked out of First National Bank with $5,000 that didn't belong to me, and I had absolutely no idea why. I made it to my car before my hands started shaking hard enough that I dropped my keys twice trying to unlock the door. Once inside, I pulled the money out of my pocket and counted it again. Exactly 50 $100 bills, brand new, in sequential serial numbers. Tucked between the first and second bill was a small folded piece of paper. I unfolded it carefully. An address was written in neat handwriting with tomorrow's date and a time written underneath. 2247 Riverside Drive. Tomorrow, 7 p.m. That was it. No explanation, no name, nothing else. I sat in my car staring at that address, trying to decide what to do. Alicia's terrified face kept flashing through my mind, the genuine fear in her eyes when Mr. Garrett had walked in. I googled the address, a self-storage facility on the industrial side of town. Someone wanted me there tomorrow at 7 p.m., and they'd given me $5,000 as incentive or payment or insurance. At home, I spread the cash on my kitchen table. More money than I'd ever held at one time. Enough to solve every immediate financial stress I had, but I knew I couldn't spend it. I picked up my phone to call the police, then stopped. What would I even say? The security footage would show me walking out with money, and Alicia would probably deny everything. I'd be the one in handcuffs. My phone buzzed with a text from an unknown number. "Thank you for helping, Alicia. She'll explain everything tomorrow. Don't go to the police." Full story on my channel and linked below.